WTIM, your information station, and our morning show. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, I've got Sasha Young, Superintendent for the Central A&M School District, joining us by phone. Good morning to you, Sasha. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. And thank you for joining us here during the summer months where I think a lot of people think things slow down a whole lot for you. And we tried to dispel some of those rumors in our last conversation, but things are still just as busy over these summer months. And how is the summer going right now for you from your vantage point?
We're doing well. We're gearing up for a brand new school year. We do have a couple of new administrators on staff this year. So I've been working with our new high school principal. He's not new to the principalship, but new to us, as well as our brand new Gregory Intermediate principal. Lots of changes with staff, new people coming on board, people retiring, all of those things happen in April, May, sometimes into June. And so we actually had a special board meeting this morning to hire some staff and some teachers for some of our openings we still had. So it's looking up. We're filling our vacancies, which is exciting.
That is exciting for you guys. And I know that this year when it came to the kindergarten registration, that was really successful and exciting for, to see that new crop of Raiders come on in as well.
It is.
Can we talk a little bit about the administration side of things? So I'm sure now that you've got a couple years under your belt and you've been able to kind of see each year as a different transition, but working towards the same thing. How does this year kind of compare to years previous?
So this year we've shifted a little bit. We have our high school principal is Mr. Larry Daly, comes with lots of experience from St. Teresa High School, actually. So we're excited about him. Our middle school principal is Mrs. Black, and she's been with us a few years, but this year she's taking on Bond Primary as well. So Bond Primary and the middle school are in the same building here in Assumption, and she's going to take over being the building principal for Bond Primary, which is pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade. So that's a new role for her, but she's super excited. She has a couple of young children at home, so she's very used to the primary age group, right? She has experience, not necessarily in the administrator role, but as a parent. We have a new Gregory Intermediate principal who is actually a local here, knows the community, knows the students, very active in our community, but first time working for us. And he will be at Gregory. And then we have Carol Dance, who is at Kimmer Village, as our Kimmer Village principal, who's been here a few years too. So about half of our administrative team is new this year, which is exciting, right? It's opportunity, it's room for some growth and some changes and some differences, but ultimately they're here to keep us being awesome, as well as, add to what we do and what we do well. So we're excited about the opportunity.
As you should be. And then today, having that special board meeting, filling some of those other vacant spots, that's got to have you feeling a whole lot better, I'm sure.
It does. It does, actually. We hired high school PE and health today, and we hired a Gregory special ed teacher today. Both are not necessarily easy teaching spots to fill. So it was definitely a big win. We do still have high school guidance counselor position open. But today we approved to use a couple of former high school guidance counselors that have worked here in Central A&M or nearby to come back and help support us and support our kids to get the school year started, with the intent to continue searching, for our next full-time guidance counselor.
Gotcha. Okay. So really a plan's already in place until a new plan has to come into place.
Yes.
That's fabulous.
And sometimes that's the point of summer, right? Like sometimes that's what we do as administrators is we figure out one plan to get us to point B, and then an additional plan to get us to C, and get creative, right? Both of them have experience doing this job and are willing to give us some time, throughout at least the first semester, if it needs to go that long, just to help our students, support our kids.
So with that, having the two positions filled, PE, and then I think you said special ed, yes, and needing still for an additional position as a as a high school guidance counselor. Other than that, everything is pretty much set in stone. We're ready to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I've started writing my back to school address for the first day with teachers, and we're planning out what that agenda looks like for that back to school day for teachers. And then the second day is only a half day for students, but our building administrators are planning what that looks like too. So we get to about July 4th and feel like it's summer. And then after July 4th, it feels like, okay, it's fall now. What do we do?
Yep.
So.
And how cool has it been so far, even this summer, to see just some teachers coming in and out of the classroom? What have you kind of seen from some of your staff in terms of getting prepared for that next school year?
I have seen a few staff. I've not seen a lot of staff. That usually kicks up, in the next week or so. We'll see more staff coming in and out. But anyone I have seen is refreshed and excited and looking forward to the new opportunities that they'll have this year, as well as working on things that they want to do differently, right? Teachers are really good about being reflective on what they have done and looking to improve that moving forward. So this is an exciting time for educators. We all love summer, but we all love coming back to school even more. So late July into early August is really just an exciting time in education as a teacher.
You got to have that time to refresh, to even be able
Yep.
to reflect. So you got to have those months to be able to do so. What about you? How are you doing so?
Well, I have taken some time off this summer just to spend time with my family. My family is actually getting ready to move and be closer to my job here. I don't know if you know, but I've been driving from Clinton because that's where I came from. So we're moving local and we're getting closer. And so I've just been taking a lot of time enjoying my family as well as packing up a house, believe it or not. So that was my personal summer.
Well, maybe not as restful and relaxing as maybe some others, but
it's okay.
But probably worthwhile for you. What was you've been doing this for a couple of years now, and so you've been making that drive. What was that kind of push maybe to make that move? Was that something you'd always been thinking about from the very get-go? It just kind of came to fruition?
Yeah, we were always planning on moving closer, right? It was the timing of it all. My daughter was in high school still when I started this job, and I wanted her to be able to finish where she started. I didn't want to have to move her. And then the housing market, of course, plays into it, and selling a house and finding somewhere to live, and, just all of the things have played into it. So it was always our intent, to move. It's just finally coming to realization, I guess.
Yeah, well, and the housing market has not been very kind, and neither has...
Depends on what side you're on, right?
That's very true. If you're selling, maybe you're feeling a whole lot better. You just got to find somebody that's willing to buy at your price, probably. But so did you make that move to Assumption or Moweaqua? I don't want to out you.
We actually are renting a house in the country between like Assumption and Taylorville.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. We had a connection, and we're gonna rent for a little bit, and it is our intent to, build a permanent home here in our community.
Cool. So very cool. Sasha, for you, dealing with all that, trying to take care of the personal side, and then getting into obviously the school here is just right around the corner. Are you gonna have any other moments to take care of yourself, or is it just basically I'm moving and then boom, it's here? Yeah,
I mean, at this point, it's all about the move, right? On the personal front, and on the professional front, I'm here. I'm here full time now. I've taken my vacation, and I'm ready to get this next school year started. Yeah.
If that's what you're calling a vacation, then you are a stronger soul than I. But Sasha, I'm glad to hear that you've made it back and the area, and that distance, that time reduction in terms of getting to and from, I think you'll enjoy as well. And I'm sure your daughter was probably pretty happy that you kept her through high school at the bare minimum there.
Yeah. They were happy that, they finished there. So that's exciting. But they're both college students now and not living with, they're going to be living with us a little bit longer, but then beyond that, they're adults and they'll be ready to fly the nest someday. So
Yeah. Well, no longer Maroons, now Raiders, and
Yep.
maybe they didn't get to technically be a Raider, but you're in the wheelhouse there. So Sasha Young.
Well, they have the merch. They're good.
They probably got plenty of it. Sasha Young, superintendent of the Central A&M School District, joining us here by phone today, talking a little bit about a special board meeting, how the summer's been, and just taking care of the personal side of things too. We've been talking about staff, but superintendents have to do the same thing. We'll come right back around with Sasha. We'll join her to talk a little bit more about the school district and the wrap-up of summer into the fall semester. You're listening to WTIM and our morning show, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville.
WTIM. Set your sights on a strong school year. SIU Center for Family Medicine in Taylorville is here to help your child start smart with a back-to-school or sports physical. Healthy kids learn better and play harder. Appointments are quick and convenient, so you can check it off your list with confidence. Call 217-545-8000 to schedule. That's 217-545-8000, or click their icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. SIU Center for Family Medicine in Taylorville, moving health forward for you.
This is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Are you looking for a great CD rate? If you are, TCCU has amazing rates from our 7-month special to our 60-month CD. If you are looking for a great investment, now is the time to put your money to work in a TCCU CD. Our minimum deposit is $1,000. For more information, please contact us at any of our convenient locations in Taylorville, Pana, Hillsborough, Litchfield, or online at tccu.org. Dividends will be compounded monthly. A penalty for early withdrawal may be imposed. Fees could reduce earnings on the account. Member NCUA.
It's so hot. Troy.
What?
It's so hot.
No.
Come on.
Fine. How hot is it?
It's so hot. My popsicle gave up and turned itself into a juice box.
Good one.
It's so hot, even the sun called in sick.
Are you done?
It's so hot, I stuck my head in the freezer and I got a tan.
Okay, we get it. It's hot outside.
But we want to make sure everything's cozy, comfy, and cool on the inside.
If your air conditioner suddenly stops working at the hottest part of the hottest day, call Jansen's Heating and Air.
At any given moment on any sweltering day, Jansen's is dispatching a batch of talented techs to get ACs flowing and cold air blowing.
It's what we do, and we do it best.
So if your indoor air is so hot that even your sweat is sweaty,
our team is ready to help you defeat the heat.
When summer KOs your AC, call Jansen's Heating and Air, 562-5201.
JansensHeating.com.
Summertime is here, and Taylorville Estates Assisted Living helps their residents by encouraging independence and enriched lives. Enjoy the beautiful garden area, hop on the bus for trips, and enjoy the weather. You'll have your own apartment and enjoy 3 home-cooked meals a day. Residents are treated like family at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. Find out about summer vacancies and get on the waiting list by contacting Administrator Tony Clark. Stop by or call 824-2222. That's 824-2222. Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, encouraging independence, enriching lives.
Carl Krumsick here from Krumsick Monument Company in Taylorville, Illinois. Find out the many services we provide by clicking our icon on the obituaries page of TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
This is Blaine Cornwell with Prairie State Insurance. To learn more about our products and services, click our icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station. We're brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, Sasha Young, superintendent for the superintendent and for the Super Central A&M School District, I guess. I don't know where
we are super.
Hey, maybe it was a slip up that was meant to be. Well, Sasha,
Right.
we talked a little bit about the summer and how we're getting kind of ready for the fall semester. How do you can you preview the fall semester for us and maybe what these first couple weeks or months are going to look like?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So registration opens in August for new students and returning students. The secretaries will be back in the office ready to take our questions and help with registration as needed. We did some projects, over the summer that have made our buildings clean and organized and repainted. And our Moequa campus got their parking lot is all re-oil and chip. So everything looks fantastic, which is always fun to come back, in the fall with all the maintenance projects done and completed. You can probably expect to see some social media blasts about back to school supplies and what our students need to return to school based on the grade level they might be going into. And our principals are going to be sending out meet the teacher information. And so all of those things that always come every fall, you can expect. We might go a little overboard this year with introducing some of our new people, just because it feels kind of like we have several new people on board this year, which again, exciting opportunity, right? Also, football. So football is a big thing in the fall. We have co-ops with Okaw Valley, as we've talked about before. And I believe the cheerleaders have co-opted, and they're talking about band events, maybe even having Okaw Valley band members with Central A&M band members doing some of the marching things at halftime. So it'll be exciting to see what they come up with and where that goes.
I sure think so. At least on this end, I've got some excitement for the upcoming season and just being a part of it again. It was really fun last year, and so there is a unique, I would say, amount of support. Not an odd amount of support. There's a unique amount of support that is shown for the football program as well. And what's it kind of and we've talked about it, but for you bringing on some kids that no longer had that opportunity to now all of a sudden in one season they're turned back around and they've got it again. What's that kind of mean to you?
Well, it was important for us here at Central A&M to bring on Okaw Valley and make them feel like they had a place here, right? Make them feel like they're part of our team, they're part of our family. They've been lifting weights this summer as a group. They've been doing some bonding activities as a group. It was always our goal that if Okaw Valley came on with us and we became one new team together, that we would be involved in everything, right? And so I think that it's exciting to see the friendships and the relationships that are building, but it's also exciting to know that they're our next door community, right? So our community here at Central A&M is fantastic, and Okaw Valley has a great community as well. So we're just excited to see where this partnership can go. Yeah,
I am too, and also when it comes to the football season, yes, we're together, but I almost consider you down the road rivals when it comes to basketball and baseball.
Basketball, yeah, for sure.
This last year, they bested us, and I just felt like, okay, now we're bringing you on, so you gotta help us now too a little bit. So I'm excited for that, and
that'll be interesting for sure. Yeah.
So when it comes to some social media blasts you mentioned, are we thinking some things like bios, or just, hey, here's a little bit about, maybe Larry Daly? And I know that there's been some of that's gone on already, but what's that kind of look like in terms of getting the community involved?
Yeah. So our blasts will probably be just little introductory bios about new staff, new teachers, new administrators. I think Charlie Brown introduced Larry when he was hired on officially. And I know Mr. Pakovich at Gregory had an opportunity to kind of introduce himself on social media. They both also have sent letters to the Payman newspaper, which will be printed in, I think, an August printing for just people around here who, get newspapers and want to know a little bit more about both of them. But it will also highlight teachers and new paraprofessionals and anyone who kind of is an unknown. We want them to feel welcome, and we want them to be recognized, when they're out and about. So that's where I think most of that's going to go. I don't personally run any of our social media. I let the building principals handle that as they see fit. So that's kind of what I'm envisioning they will do.
Charlie did an excellent job. So Larry's going to have to fill some big shoes over there, as well as everybody else that has been added on. But Sasha, thank you for your time here today and for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Sasha Young, Superintendent for the Central A&M School District here on the WTIM Morning Show.
Rice. House lawmakers getting out of Washington a day early for their 5-week August break amid tension over efforts to force the release of the Jeffrey Epstein file.